Look, I gotta try and straighten something out here, while I'm caught up early in the midst of all this other puzzle stuff. I am not getting into this puzzle stuff, and I'm gonna try and explain to you why, and hopefully what I show you might help you out a little bit in your understanding of what these puzzles are showing you, whether they mean to or not. It could be inadvertent or it could be supernatural. But, anyways, I wanted to just look at these images and ask questions, real simple ones. Like, if this is painted by this Dürer guy, 500 and some odd years ago, okay, that's all well and good. But there's more to it in this image, which, I retrieved through the internet. Okay? This has been transferred from the oil painting to a digital format and then reappears in front of me. So it's my contention that it's probably been altered or is being altered, more like it. And by that, I mean that the original painting, yes, it has a ton of very dark, connotations. There are images painted, I believe, to be painted into it. I have no reason to believe that, these creatures and whatnot are not actually painted by the painter originally, but it doesn't really look like it, if you ask me. I don't know the original dimensions of the canvas. Does this thing cover a wall or is it like 2 feet wide? I haven't gotten into that stuff, but things like this here. It mentions in the description of the painting on the wiki that he uses these cardinals or whatever they are. And, from this angle here, the way it renders digitally on my screen, I clearly see the image of a devil profile there. And there's even more things, but I'm just trying to point out the obvious stuff. It's obvious to me. Maybe it isn't to you, but, I'm sorry if it isn't. But he's clearly there, most visible around this distance here. But when I zoom, he turns into a face looking straight on at us. Okay? And that one looks like it's digitally rendered in there. So do you understand my point now? If I went to the original painting, wherever it is, and I got a magnifying glass, I kind of doubt I'm going to see that guy there. You know what I mean? But I probably will see that guy. And if your eyes are playing tricks with you, just, try and think about what I'm telling you. We're dealing with I keep calling it supernatural because it is in one sense, and in another way it's technological because it's in the system now. Just like I'm describing how these images are getting in these, digitally. And they do it all over the place. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. See, there's a little face on the end of the crucifix. I mean, it's not like a real. See what I'm saying there? It looks like it's digitally like enhanced and placed in there. And so how do they get there? I mean, did somebody meticulously go through millions and millions of images and like place these in there? No, they didn't. It's a spirit. I say it every time. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, it's Satan, but it's the spirit. It's the smoke, the haze, the veneer, the lie, the deception. It's designed, to keep you really focused on your flesh, on the things of the flesh, in other words, from away from seeking, the God of the Bible, for lack of a better way to put it, because man, I didn't see hardly any of this stuff just a couple years ago. And when I started seeing it is when I reached a point of desperation in my life. My situation is different from everybody's, but let's just leave it at that. And I started sincerely seeking the truth. I mean, like for real. You know what I mean? Not because I lost things or my feelings were hurt or anything like that, but I mean, like, from the pit of my gut, I just wanted to know the truth of what the heck is going on in this world. And I only came to that kind of realization once I started reading Bible scripture. That's all I can tell you guys, because this stuff is in everything. It's not just it's in images that are like brand new all over the place. I keep showing this nuclear explosion because it's important, because look at the imagery in it. You know, from this distance here, you can clearly see the outline there of a king, right? Let me look and see if I can just real quick pull up the other image, because there's two of them I had to do. I think, yeah, this is the better one, I think. But you see the image of the king there, right? He's pretty easy to see. It's weird enough that he's there, right? It's a very bizarre thing, but when you zoom in on him, his other eye turns into a totally separate creature, and this eye turns into the profile of what would appear to me to be like what is described as the locust. I mean, he's got the sharp, like, kind of mandible looking teeth, just funky looking. There's the crown, the hair like a woman, you know. And I'm not reaching, I'm just looking at this from a biblical perspective, and I'll tell you what, I see a bazillion times more reality from that perspective than I ever did, you know, listening to, you know, InfoWars, just in that realm of, you know, seeking knowledge, if you will. Why are we here? And all those questions. Well, I'm getting those questions answered. And I'm trying to lead you as best I can to seek those answers yourselves. That's all I'm trying to do. I want everybody along for this ride. And I mean that. Peace and grace. Hope it helps. Talk to you later. Many fish.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armour of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armour of God,